So, Wednesday, Bayern Leverkusen, Champions League, group stages. A win will see us through. But before we talk about that, let's talk about Sunday and Cardiff. 2 points dropped realistically, but Ferdinand's tweeted today saying that's 1 point more come May. Is that a good way to look at it, or was it in fact just a shambles that we conceded again so late on? Justin?
I think the latter is definitely the case. It is a bit of a shambles that we conceded so late on rather than a point gained at Cardiff. You know, with a few minutes to go against a team like Cardiff, realistically, we should be taking all 3 points. And it wasn't even the fact that we conceded so late on that was the real choker. Even after that, in the last minute, we had the chance to win the game. So yeah, it was definitely a case of 2 point drops. And
why didn't he shoot? Why didn't he shoot?
He saw Danny Welbeck and he knew that Danny Welbeck.
That's another reason to shoot. Danny Welbeck.
Help himself.
If I'm playing football and Danny Welbeck is near me at the goal, if he's going,
I know, yeah.
I'm going to shoot. I'm going to shoot if Danny Welbeck has squared me. Welbeck got one-on-one and he missed the target.
He'd not been on long.
Danny would have buried it.
Yeah, he was just finding his range. Yeah, no, it was it was a bad decision from Rooney. It wasn't the only bad decision he made, to be fair, on Sunday. Yeah, it was. To be honest with you, it was a lackluster performance, and I think, you know, if you look at it logically, we probably got what we deserved, but that doesn't make it any easier to swallow.
The thing that annoyed me the most was that David Moyes stuck with 4-4-2 all the way through the game, despite the fact it clearly wasn't working, and he has to be a bit more proactive with his tactics, in my opinion, and change them as he goes on, because
he brought on Giggs for Hernandez.
He brought them on, but he didn't change the formation. Giggs was.
Did we not move to? Pardon?
Giggs was still out wide up until
it was Welbeck and Rooney sort of in a 4-4-2. Didn't change the formation at all.
4-4-2 leaves us far too open at the back, and when we're going away to teams like Cardiff, who are going to put the pressure on at their home ground, especially when their fans are behind them, we need a bit more protection.
I mean, I agree with what you're saying, Adam, but I think a 4-4-2 against a team like Cardiff could maybe work if you had, say, Carrick and Jones in midfield. But Fellaini and Cleverley were just dire for me. They didn't do anything, especially in the second half. And I think that if you're going to play 4-4-2, you need a stronger central midfield pairing than Fellaini and Cleverley, because it's just too lightweight, or, you know, it's just they weren't at the races at all. There was a lot of running around and not really getting anywhere. And I just felt that if you are going to play a 4-4-2, it cannot be with Cleverley and Fellaini as your partnership. You need to look at something else.
Fellaini and Cleverley are kind of like both water carriers as such. They haven't got that bit of magic in them to unlock a defence. So I can understand why they both work better in a 3, which is why I was surprised to not see it come, to be honest. But it also underlines the fact that our central midfield is shocking.
It is. I mean, to be fair, you know, we are missing players, but still, you think that Cleverley is allegedly an England international, Fellaini a big money signing, a Belgian international. You think that we could be able to rely on these players in a game like against Cardiff, but on the other hand, I think you're right. We do need to, if we are going to play them, then perhaps we need someone else in there. The only problem with that is our other midfield options were playing Giggs in the middle or playing Anderson, which neither is a really great.
It's amazing that when Carrick's injured now, we all look to Giggs to go in the middle. That's not bad.
I'll say this. Couple of points. One, Cleverley was our only outfield player not to make a tackle against Cardiff, and he was playing in the centre of the pitch. Didn't make a single tackle. And two, go on, everyone have a go at me, but I still reckon with the ball at his feet, Ryan Giggs is our best midfield player. When everyone else was kicking off and burning for all his career, with the ball at his feet, he has more talent than anybody else who plays in our midfield. He can't do the running, so if you put something to run with him, he is absolutely magic. The pass to Rooney at the end sums that up. Let's move on before you tell me I'm wrong. Right, we're playing Bayern Leverkusen. Here's some little Leverkusen facts for you. They are second in the Bundesliga. They have dropped only 2 points at home this season, so this is going to be a difficult game. Other little facts for you, just to keep it interesting. They decided their team colours in 1993, which is fairly recent, and Bayer were the first company in 1899 to market aspirin. But Adam, as we all know, after the Treaty of Versailles, they had to give up the trademarks for aspirin and heroin, which was a shame for them, wasn't it?
Shame that.
Yeah, real shame.
Products.
So, what do we think? They're going to be a struggle?
They're going to cause us trouble, yeah. I mean, their only defeat in the European campaigns come at home against United, and they haven't lost at home in the league as well. So, unbeaten at home this season. and they will provide a threat. Going away to them isn't going to be easy. They're the second best team in Germany at the moment, so it'll be hard. It'll be a difficult game, one that we will have to be up for, and one where I hope we don't see 4-4-2 again.
Justin?
Yeah,
Adam just sort of summed up what I said, really. He said that they're second and that they haven't lost at home.
You stole all my stats that
he didn't have interest in drug facts. So,
no, yeah, I was gonna comment on the Treaty of Versailles, but I think I'll move on from that and
Sure.
concentrate on footballing matters. At the game at Old Trafford, I thought Tony Valencia had probably his best game in about 2 seasons. So I think this Wednesday, he might have a big part to play. If he can get at them like he did at Old Trafford, I think we can get a result. But yeah, it's not an easy game. Games in Germany never are, and obviously, like you've said, the home record speaks for itself. We've got to be up for this one, and a lot may depend on who we've got available and what sort of injuries we're looking at. Is RVP going to come back? Is Jones going to come back? Is Raphael going to come back, who's been sorely missed? If we're going over there with a bit of a weakened squad, we might be in trouble.
So let's talk about the teams we're playing. Adam, who would you start?
I'd start, obviously, David De Gea in goal. I've gone with Raphael because I think he may be back. I know he's been back in training near the tail end of last week. So I'd go with Raphael. Evans, who I thought was fantastic against Cardiff, alongside Vidic, who should be back. Just rotate him with Rio and Evra at left back. And then I've gone with Fellaini and Giggs sitting in the centre of midfield. Then I've got Nani Kagawa out wide. Valencia was shit against Cardiff. People like to make excuses for him, and to be honest, he doesn't look like a winger anymore. He doesn't want to run at anybody. He's always looking to cut back to a fullback. And without us we haven't had Raphael recently, so we haven't had a fullback that's been getting beyond him.
Justin, do you agree with that view of Valencia?
The thing with Valencia is I've run out of patience with him. I really have. I can see where Adam's coming from. The only reason that I play him is because, like I said to you, the best game he's had in ages was against Leverkusen. So I think it almost, for me, is last chance saloon. If he can't do that again, then I don't know where there's left to go, because I'm getting fed up of making excuses for Valencia.
He's a fullback, in my opinion.
He's had so many bad games. Over the last 50 games, about 40 of them, he's not played well, and that's unbelievable for a Manchester United player.
Can't pick a cross.
Can't.
Just gets down there and whacks it in.
Exactly.
Quite frustrating. So, Adam, who are you playing up top?
So, and then I'm playing Rooney slightly deeper, so it's a 2-3-1. And then Van Persie up top, who's hopefully back, because Hernandez has been, well, he's not been tweeting, he's been retweeting this and that about him wanting to leave if you don't get first team football. But when he starts, he doesn't look as good as he does when coming from the bench. So, I'd be worried I wouldn't be worried because he's got a goal in him. But I'd like to see Van Persie up top alongside Rooney.
Okay, right then. Justin, your team?
Yeah, bear with me. I'll try and remember this rightly. I think I had the same back five as Adam. But in the midfield roles, I think I had Cleverley, and a bit of a strange one this it may seem, I had Rooney, because the one where me and Adam differ is I don't think Fellaini had a good game against Cardiff at all. And I don't think Fellaini's had many good games for United, to be honest with you. I think he struggled, and for a game that we've got to win, I'm not willing to gamble on him in midfield. But what I would say is this: I actually think he can do a job off the striker. He did a lot. He played there for Everton, and he played well. Is Fellaini suspended?
Oh yeah, shit.
Yeah.
Have I just got that right? Well, me and Adam are both talking utter nonsense, because I was just about to say he got sent off against Sociedad. So, well, we won't have Fellaini then. We'll have Kagawa off RVP. Because obviously Fellaini's suspended. So yeah, I'd have Rooney and I'll stick with Rooney and Cleverley in the middle, but I'd have Kagawa if he's fit off RVP, because I think we need someone in the midfield like Rooney who's got a bit of energy about him.
I'm waiting for one of you to remember about Fellaini.
As I was saying, I thought Cleverley was the better of the two on Sunday, and I think we should start him alongside Giggs in the middle.
Yeah, it's good point, Adam. Well saved.
Here, guys. You don't get this on any channel.
Nice.
I did all my research on Leverkusen.
Let's focus, though, on Justin's controversial team. Does Wayne Rooney have the discipline to stay in the centre of the pitch? Because if he doesn't, if he charges off down the wing, charges off forward, because he does run around a lot, if he's in that central role and he is ill-disciplined and starts chasing the game, that leaves us with Tom Cleverley as an almost lone central midfielder.
I know I'm sort of
rings alarm bells in my ears.
I'm sort of leaving myself open to criticism here, because when I sort of stuck up for Wayne Rooney in the summer and why he should stay, I said he was a striker and not a midfielder. I just think needs must. If Jones is still out, which I'm presuming he is, then I think we need someone like Rooney in the middle. I know what you mean about his discipline-wise, but I just think with Cleverley, we need someone who can get hold of the ball a bit better than he can. You just said something about he didn't make a tackle against Cardiff.
Didn't make a tackle. We didn't win a tackle.
Yeah, he didn't win a tackle. So we need someone who can get stuck in.
Hey, let me tell you a man's name.
I don't
A
know
young man called Ryan Giggs. He is brilliant.
Yeah, picking out passes. Yeah, but is he going to get hold of the ball? And
like you said, if you're playing with a good player, someone to feed him the ball, and he will just dictate things.
Well, who's going to grab the ball though? Who's going to grab
Anderson? There you go. Not Anderson. Right, let's move on to Leverkusen. I just want my microphone. Sorry about that. Sydney Sam is out, which is good news. But Lars Bender will be fit. What do we think?
Well, Bender missed. I think he came on as sub, didn't he, at Old Trafford? So sort of got away with that a little bit. He's obviously a quality player. So, again, it's going to be another test, and it's one that does worry me slightly because Leverkusen are a strong side and he's a strong player. And with the injuries we've got, we may struggle a little bit. So it's up to Moyes to use his tactical nous and work this one out.
I think Moyes' tactical ability has been better in Europe than it has in the league. I think he's approached the European games in a better manner. I think he's so far in Europe, he's got his tactics spot on, more or less. So I think he'll set us up in the right manner. It's whether we perform again, and it seems like for this whole year and beyond, we've been talking about central midfield, and we keep coming up with Giggs and Rooney. And sorry to sound like a broken record, but we need to sort that out in January or in the summer, because it's a worry. Now, how many teams would you find that would be playing, a 40-year-old Ryan Giggs in the middle?
Not any 40-year-old, though, is he?
Yeah, I know.
But 40-year-old. He is an exceptional talent.
We're a team that needs to be challenging for top honours. We want to be winning the league. I believe with the squad we have, we can win the league. At the beginning of the season, I said we'll feel it most in Europe, and lo and behold, we're already in the position where, one bad result could put the pressure on us at Old Trafford in the final game, and it's all down to that central midfield area again, I feel.
You're not wrong. Now, we've sort of gone off the point, so let's talk about Leverkusen. Who is the danger man? Who's the person we want to watch out for?
I think Bender and Keebling are their best players. I'm not sure if I pronounced his name right, Keeblings. And their captain, Rolfs, who scored their first goal, I think, against us at Old Trafford. So, they've got a good midfield area and they're a strong, well-organised team. At home with their fans behind them, they're going to provide a threat.
Sure. Right, money where your mouth is time. Something we're really, really good at here at Full Time Devils. Predictions. Justin.
I'm gonna go 2-1 United. And I'm trying to sort of not let my heart rule my head, but I think it's a game we can win, and I think a game that they've got some class in midfield, but I think overall we've got enough quality there to cause them real problems, and defensively as well. I think we're a lot stronger than they are.
Adam.
I think both unbeaten records. I know we're unbeaten in 10 games. They're unbeaten at home. I think both will be intact after the game. I'm going for a 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. Okay, cautious. Okay.
Well, we're going to qualify.
Well, sure. I will always get this wrong, but I'm going to say 3-2 United. I reckon there's going to be goals. I hope there are. And that we get more of them.
Yeah, definitely. Fellaini will definitely score. Trust me.
Fellaini, 20 yards out, top corner. Heard it here first.
On that one.
Yeah, both the lads want to start him. If only they could, eh? Right, that's it. Cheers, boys.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
You have just watched our Bayern Leverkusen preview. Very exciting stuff. Now, make sure you comment on this video. Tell us what you think, what team you would play. Like it if you enjoyed it. That's nice for us. And also make sure you subscribe because this service is absolutely free and it means you can get all of our content easier and faster. It just makes your life better. So do it.